All right, Mike Messier here. I guess I wouldn't call it controversy. I'd just say it's a little tweetering. And look, folks, I'm not Mr. fucking tweet, Mr. whatever the fuck. But that being said, I'm on there, and I saw something from Joey Ryan, and I guess he was defending Joey Ryan defending mixed matches, intergender matches. And look, there is a long history of intergender wrestling going back to even before, Andy Kaufman. He kind of popularized it on the mainstream in Memphis on Saturday Night Live. Intergender tag team matches, which have traditionally been, tag the member, your tag team partner, and then the other team has to tag. But I think what Joey was defending was male versus female head-to-head competition, and it wasn't what he was saying about that. It was at the end of the tweet, Joey kind of said the world of make-believe, and just now, given what he said about kind of the way he wrote world of make-believe, or a made-up world, or a make-believe world, it was, to me, and this is a guy who's making a living as a pro wrestler, I think, but he's just very condescending. Look, I mean, Joey Ryan's putting the time in. Okay, I'm not denying that. He's going to these venues, wrestling in front of, whether it's 400 people, 500, thousands of people. He's hustling. He's making a living. He's selling merchandise. He has a following. Let's put aside the dick spots for a moment. It's not about the dick spots. That is kind of, I laugh because it's so absurd, but it's about Joey kind of just, it's like, do you even respect what you're doing yourself? I mean, if you just say this passive kind of world of make-believe, I mean, it's not that he has to fucking sit there and analyze every Lou Thez, Frank Gotch, all the way to Steamboat Flair, Barry Windham fucking, match from 1987. But what would Lou Thez do? And I mean, look, I had a very short run as a wrestler, okay? I never really mentioned that. I wrestled a few matches, and one of my characters was a gimmick character, and it was kind of a shameful gimmick or a goofy gimmick. And I remember having this epiphany in the costume of that gimmick wrestling character I did, and I kind of just looked at myself in a very small venue, not a lot of people in the audience, very small time shit, and I just kind of had a moment thinking, what would Lou Thez think of me, doing this gimmick character? And I guess I would just put that on Joey Ryan. I mean, Joey, I'm just trying to talk to you as a man, as a friend, as a fan, whatever the fuck, as one guy to another, and just say, hey, when you're doing these dick spots and you're flipping around, or you're asking other guys to flip around for your dick, do you ever just think, hey, what would Thez say about this? What would Buzz Sawyer and Tommy Rich, Last Battle of Atlanta? If you said, hey guys, I know you're doing this at Last Battle of Atlanta, if you even know what that is, Joey, but before you do that, I'm going to have Ole Anderson flip over my dick. And guys like Mick Foley, look, hail, hail, rock and roll, but Mick Foley might be suffering from brain damage right now because of what he's gone through. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on Mick, I'm just saying, if you've seen him on TV, he seems a little slow. And I worry about Mick. I actually do, okay? Because I don't know if all those chair shots and jumping off fucking hells and cells and so forth was a good move. But Mick, doing this show where he's flipping over Joey Ryan's package, his penis, I don't know if is that an honorable tribute to wrestling from the guy who took a fucking jump off the Hell in the Cell, from the guy who went to Philadelphia to do mind games with Shawn Michaels? Is 20 years later flipping over Joey Ryan's cock, is that your legacy, Mick? I mean, I guess it is. Apparently it is, because you did it. And putting fucking smiles on faces and so on and so forth. But I guess what I'm just saying to the fans who get upset, or they really like this stuff about Joey Ryan, to me, I'll get a little hardcore, okay? If I don't know Joey Ryan. I met him once. He was a real nice guy. He was a real nice guy. Took a picture with me, and a nice guy. I do think he's talented, which makes it even more painful. If he was an out-and-out non-athletic joke, a piece of crap, or couldn't wrestle a match, or had no stamina, didn't have a good look, couldn't talk, and he had to do this dick spot thing as some desperate way to get over, that would be more acceptable. The problem for me is the guy is athletic. The guy does have charisma. He is a nice guy. So it's kind of, all right, buddy, get yourself on the map. Can you switch gears a little bit? Now, I said I was going to get hardcore. I will. Some people, if you, meaning me, or someone like Jim Cornette, or someone of that nature, criticizes the dick spot in the wrestling match that Joey Ryan does, people say, oh, you're homophobic. You're a hate monger. You hate gays. You hate homosexuals. You hate homosexuality. You hate everything. I don't see it that way. I really don't. I see it as you can hate the spot of the dick flip, whatever the fuck, and it doesn't mean anything about hating people. It's not about hating people. It's about hating the spot. Now I'll take this a step further. I don't think Joey Ryan's ever said he's homosexual, and he doesn't have to one way or the other. That's his business. But I think what happens is the fans that are cheering the dick spot, it's not that I'm not saying they're homosexual either. I don't think it's homosexuals would even give a shit or care for the most part about wrestling or this dick spot flip, but who am I to say? I'm not casting fucking, they can love it all they want. If they do, whatever. Or different people, not putting people into boxes here. Some homosexual people might love pro wrestling, some might hate it, whatever. But for the most part, I think we can agree, without being politically incorrect or whatever the fuck, that professional wrestling, for the most part, is a male, heterosexual, 18 to 35-year-old thing. And that's gone up, in range, and more women are watching because there's more women's wrestling, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. And now people are saying that even the age of the average wrestling fan is much older. That being said, that core attitude era, maybe that's a thing in the past, even the demographic. But I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think that, I'm not accusing these wrestling fans of being gay because they like the spot, the dick spot, if they do like it. What I'm saying is, it's not a thing that I'm saying that they're gay fans, or I'm calling anyone gay or anything like that. Whether they are or they're not, it doesn't matter. It's that they're different. It's heterosexual guys who feel that they need to prove themselves as not being bigoted by liking the dick spot. They have to prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they're not bigoted towards anybody, homosexuals in this case, by putting on a front or an appreciation of a front, or a front of appreciation for the dick spot. So a lot of people that I think say that they like the dick spot, or they go out of their way to make it perfectly clear that they love the dick spot, and Mick Foley flipping around for it, and isn't this great, and clap, 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 clap. My opinion, and I could be fucking wrong, because, hey, could be wrong about a lot of things. I've been wrong many times. But the reason why some of these guys cheer the dick spots so much by Joey Ryan is because they don't want to be accused of being homophobic. So they cheer the dick spot in an inordinate amount in order to not be accused of being homophobic. They don't really like the dick spot. It's not that great of a fucking act. If you've seen it once, who cares? But it's almost like, I'm going to cheer it because it's so awesome, because God forbid someone says, hey, you're homophobic. No, I'm not. I cheer the dick spot. So my point is, I don't like the dick spot. Didn't like the stink face either. Needed Roddy Piper. And so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. So to me, people who go all nuts and fucking gaga over the dick spot, it's not that I'm saying they're gay, it's that they're over indulging in it, over appreciating it, in order to not be accused of being homophobic. And I'm just too fucking soured by life and just don't give a shit enough to say, I'll say I don't like the dick spot, didn't like the stink face, so on and so forth. If you're going to do a character, say, like adorable Adrian Adonis or Goldust, sure, push those envelopes if you want. But a thing like Joey Ryan's doing, it just seems to me a way, he's stigmatized himself, he's put himself in that corner, and now he's the dick spot guy. And I hate for anyone with talent, like a Joey Ryan, to be the dick spot guy. And if he wants to be the dick spot guy, he's a dick spot guy. And God bless him. He can fucking, roll his fucking money and smoke a joint or whatever the fuck he wants to do. But to me, it's a disgrace. What would Luthez say? He would look at the dick spot and he'd say, Joey, you're better than this. And that's, just think of me as your Luthez, Joey. You're better than this. You're better than the dick spot. For the fans who incessantly clap, clap, clap for the dick spot, you're, okay, fine. You like it, whatever. But if you really don't like it, and if you really start to look at it and say, wow, this kind of is a disgrace, and Mick Foley can do it all he wants. He can be a sellout all he wants. But are you really proud of it? Or are you just clapping? Are you just clapping along because you don't want to be accused of being a homosexual basher, a fucking bigot? And nobody wants to be accused of being a bigot. And just doing this video, people might say, oh, you said this about the dick spot. No, it's just, I don't like this spot. I think it's a waste of talent. It's a silly thing. And the guys that are doing it, I don't think they're homosexual. I think what they are, for the most part, speaking generalities, because we know that's dangerous. But I think it's a thing where most guys who cheer the dick spot blindly cheer it because they don't want to be accused of being homoerotic. So they force themselves to cheer in an inordinate amount in order that no one accuses them of being a bully or homophobic. And you can criticize this. You can say I'm babbling, which I kind of am, but that's it. Mike Messier on the Joey Ryan controversy. Joey, hey, cash your checks, whatever the fuck. Have fun. Disgrace the sport. Disgrace Luthez, and so on and so forth. But if you ever find yourself in that 500-seat venue dressing room looking yourself in the mirror and feeling sick to your stomach and thinking about the ghost of Luthez, then you'll know why. Because I encourage you to think about things a little bit harder than maybe you are. Enjoy.